Well, Jules, my back's been hurting me for quite a couple, days, but guess what? It's fixed now, so I'm back.
Well, you've been
I'm
carrying this
back, baby.
goddamn podcast. Of course your back hurts. Jesus.
Now you carried it the last two shows, but this show I came on fire because I fixed my back. When my back's fixed, I feel good. My brain fires at a million miles per hour. But when my back is hurting, then my brain is focused on fixing my back. And then my back is whack and my brain is whack. But now it's all fixed. So now I'm good to go. Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And I'm Julian Edelman, and this is the show where your favorite dudes get to talk about their favorite dudes.
And today we're hitting the chill line to take your calls.
We got more voicemails.
And that number is 561-203-5789.
And what are we talking about today?
We're talking about what city deserves a new NFL franchise.
What about a Canadian team?
There you go. Canada would be cool.
We spent a little bit too much time analyzing the NFL coaches picture.
We need coaches to get fat again. Ozempic, it should be on the PED list for these coaches. And then we talked about a Jules and Gronk body swap. What would that be like?
I go take a piss and be like, is this thing mine? And then we wrap it up by naming the Chillest Caller of the Week, presented by Coors Light.
Let's go.
Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Roberto's full tech guy now. It's like, don't worry, guys, I got it.
I set it up by myself. I get it done, Jules. I'm on top of my game, brother. I got to get rid of Ralphie.
You ready?
We're ready.
Is Ralphie in check?
Yeah, he's in check. I threw him out of the room and locked the door.
You locked it? Is he gonna start scratching?
No, I just closed it on him. Nah, he shouldn't start scratching because he has rest of the house.
So what's he do when he roams the house in Tampa, Florida? Does he have a special sun spot, a sunbed?
You know, he likes to sit on the couch. I'm not really sure where exactly he sits when we leave the house, but right now he's playing with the tennis ball, so he's running all over the place. But he has a spot where he goes outside and he just lays right in the sun on the turf outside in the front yard. It's gated, so I don't have to worry about him running away.
Yeah, you know, with Rocky, I don't let him have full reign of the house.
Yeah, I know that. And whenever I'm on the couch, he's not allowed on the couch or in that little section.
Yeah, he can go on bed, but not couches. And he can only go on bed after washes.
But your couches are really white, and he carries a lot of dirt with him because of his fur. So that's like a good rule. I like it. It's an understandable rule.
Now, but do you ever get worried about the city juice on their little fingers and paws when they come up and run on you, and then they jump on your pillow, and then you put your eyebrow where some dude took a dump on the cement where your dog walked over?
Well, Jules, when I'm in New York City, I have a rule with Ralphie. After every single day at nighttime, he has to shower before he gets in bed. And that's my official rule in New York City, or if we're in a city. Because in New York City, I have my own condo and my own bed. So if it was a hotel room, I just let him sleep at bottom of the bed because the sheets are about to be washed the next day anyways. But when it's in your own place, he has to shower every single night. So typically I'm there for about 2 nights. So he takes about 2 showers in a row, 2 nights in a row. And like the second night in a row, he's like, I just showered last night. And he starts screaming in the shower. But I'm like, hey, bud, we're in New York City. If you want to sleep with me tonight, bud, you better shower right now.
For sure. How's Tampa right now? Is it spring? Is it hot?
Tampa's popping right now, baby. Like about a week ago, it just turned up, to a whole nother notch. So it's been about the whole time I've been here for about a month and a half. It's been about 75 degrees, 72 to 77 and sunny, no humidity at all. And then it drops down to about 55 every single night. And then about a week ago, the best. About a week ago, it all of a sudden just turned up the notch. You just turn that, like it's like turning up the sauna, pouring that extra water on the sauna and just feeling that extra steam. It turned up a notch. It's like, Tom out at practice after a loss. He turns up the notch a little bit, and it's about 84 to 87 degrees every single day now. And today, this morning, just worked out at Suka. It was the first day the humidity hit too. So I was drenched, bro, which was good because I had a weekend down in Miami, had a couple drinks, over 7 hours. Nothing too crazy, but you have about
Whoa, 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 whoa,
six to
whoa,
eight
whoa,
drinks.
whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
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 whoa, whoa.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
So I sweated it all out.
Were you in Miami for Ultra?
I usually am, but I wasn't necessarily there for Ultra. It was my friend Vinny's birthday, and his friend was opening up a restaurant that we know. So we were like, hey, why don't we meet in Miami and we just go support our friend's restaurant, which was Shisu. The name is Shisu, and it's in Wynwood. Very, very, high end, beautiful restaurant, great vibes, very tasty. It's basically a Nobu. That's the best way to explain it. How do you explain that food?
Asian fusion sushi.
Yes, exactly. And then you can still get a steak, you can still get fish, all the good stuff. So it's right up our alley. Loved it. But I was there for that. And then we hopped on a boat, and guess where we went to?
Where'd you go?
Palm Tree Festival Hotel. And we
I
day
never heard
partied
it.
a little bit. Yeah, it's Kygo and Miles. They opened up a hotel in North Beach, Miami, and they turned this dock into a day club, and they bring DJs in, and it was cool. It was a cool little hot spot. It's on the newer side. A couple DJs were playing. We were there for about an hour and a half. It was the perfect amount, man. I'm not there to rage all day anymore and get absolutely hammered. You just get a taste of it, just a little taste of dessert. Was there with Camille, a couple buddies. Then we hopped in our Uber, went back to the hotel, cleaned up real quick, went out to dinner, man. It was the perfect Saturday that you could possibly have in Miami. It was one of my best Saturdays I had in Miami in a while.
Wow. Did you see Dola? I heard Dola's down there.
Yes, Dola is down there. We FaceTimed each other. He was out at his spot eating dinner. I was out at my spot eating dinner, but we did not meet up. But we FaceTimed each other and got to catch up. He was with Cliff Kingsbury, and we're gonna have to catch up with him. He was just on a different schedule than I was, but next time we're in the same city, I gotta catch up with Dola. He's the man.
Old Dolomite.
Dolomite. Hey, wait, did we talking about me? What's up in LA? I'm gonna be there soon, Jules. I'm gonna be there.
I know
in a
you're
couple
coming
days.
out. We're
We're gonna
excited.
podcast. I'm gonna be back in the Nut House. Podcasting. We'll hit a couple shows when I'm there as well, which is gonna be fun to get this show back under one roof. It's cool over this Zoom stuff, but we need this show back on. Back together under one roof with the whole crew. It's going to be popping. But how's it going over there in LA?
Well, we'd have to be under one roof because it's raining outside right now here in LA. Last Thursday I went to Boston for the night. I did the Adam Ray show when he dresses up like Dr. Phil over at the MGM in Fenway, which was awesome. It was my first time at that venue. It's I think it's like 2 or 3 years old. It's right in Fenway. We snuck in. I felt like I was robbing a bank in the movie The Town and like walked into
Great
the cool
movie.
Great movie. But like we snuck into the Fenway and got to look at the field, which was awesome. I stayed at Raffles, new hotel. Beautiful hotel. Very nice hotel. They have a restaurant in there. Don't know what its name is, but it was very good. La something. Italian, swanky spot. But LA's been good. Went golfing, did all right. My sister came to town. So we had lunch. We went out and took her out on a drive in the Mustang, showed her the beach. So just a standard weekend. Looking forward to this week. Little bug. The soccer game was canceled.
What happened? Too much rain?
I don't know. Lack of players, rain, whatever it is, it's not a good reason.
Lightning?
It's not a good reason.
Thunder?
Okay.
That's not
You're
good.
taking these kids off the goddamn field because of a little freaking water. Toughen up. Toughen the fuck up. That's bullshit.
Stop swearing, Jules. They're just kids, okay?
I want
They're just
this
kids.
isn't directed to the kids.
Okay.
This is directed to the people that are running the organization. I will
Now
not
we're
put it on
talking.
blast. I will not put it on blast.
Toughen up, mofos.
But for whatever reason, we're canceling games because of rain. Now, it could have been canceled for something completely else. but I'm putting it on Rain. And it's bullshit. Let's jump into some of these weekly things that are bouncing around the league.
Let's do it. Let's jump right into it.
Do you see this? Do you see the photo of the coaches at the league meeting this weekend? This is always an epic photo.
But I'll look at it right now.
Look at it. You got Dayball over on the left.
Oh, Dable. Looking like Dable. All prim and proper. Acting like he's prim and proper. All right, we're zooming in right now.
Duval. What's that?
You want to know what's a disappointment here is that these coaches are starting to get in shape now, man. They're looking like they've been working out with the players, throwing some routes, going for jogs. Like back in the day, man, there's a lot of, positional coaches that are still looking like coaches, but these guys right now are looking slim, looking jacked, looking like they go for a run, actually looking like they go and lift some weights. But we need coaches to get fat again. Remember, we had Dola. We wanted Dola to get fat when he was coaching with the Los Angeles Raiders. That's a true typical coach is when they're fat and overweight. That means you're the best out there. So, I think the problem is that Ozempic came out. So I think these coaches should start getting tested.
They got to start testing
Ozempic. It should be on the PED list for these coaches.
Yeah.
We need them fat again. It makes football better.
I mean, who's winning in a fight? Is Vrabes over there? I tell you who's probably not winning in a fight.
Who?
Mike Daniels.
I was thinking the same thing.
He ain't winning a fight.
Yeah, but he's a
McDermott
genius.
is supposed to be like a great wrestler. I tell you, Duval is not going to win it. Dayball is scrappy, and I used to see his little freaking. You remember Dayball used to always show the picture of him when he had hair and he was all jacked in college. Like, no matter what, he just wanted to. He had an excuse to show us that goddamn picture so many goddamn times. But he looked like a stud, so I bet you he was pretty studly. Todd Bowles, I bet you Todd Bowles is sneaky assassin.
Yeah, he is, man.
He's like quiet. Aaron Glenn's a former player. He probably got you at the offhand jam, fucking jam your ass up.
Todd Bowles is a former player as well. He'll knock you out, knock some sense into you if he needs to. No doubt about that. Look at Pete Carroll. He's in a Harborough sandwich. That's pretty cool.
Where's Pete?
He's the only one that could say that right there in the front row in the gray.
Oh,
he's between the two Harboroughs. That's a nice sandwich right there.
Wait, who's next to Aaron Glenn? Is that Johnson?
It's gotta be.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, Dan Campbell looks pretty jacked.
He does. He looks like a linebacker. Kind of like a defensive lineman and a linebacker combined.
I think he's the only one that scares me for Vrabes.
Mm-hmm.
In a fight.
Tomlin looking gangster.
Where's Tom? There he is.
Yeah.
KOC looking like just straight all he's missing is some puka shells, and he's like perfect 2003 in Laguna Beach.
The polos are popping again. Every coach is wearing a polo besides like one or two of them. So polos are back.
Yeah, look at so who's not wearing a polo? Tomlin, stud. Peyton,
McVay,
not.
McVay's not, but he's wearing
the guy
a nice
from the Panthers
coat.
Dave Canales, which he did a really good job last year getting that team fighting.
He did. What I liked is when he benched Bryce Young, I kind of felt like he just needed a kick in the butt. Sometimes you just need that. You need to get benched. You need to, just get that extra motivation going again. And he did a good job with that because after he benched him, Bryce Young came back and he was playing like a number one pick. It was pretty impressive. So you got to give it to him there for doing that. They actually might do some damage this year, the Carolina Panthers.
By the grace of God, he got back in because Andy Dalton got in a car accident on the way to the game or something. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it something like that? By the grace of God, they had to bring him back in, and it turned out to be a great decision because they look like a viable team. Look at that's the day ball shot. That's the day ball shot. He used to show us one without the hair. Remember this, Rob?
That's Dayball?
He didn't show you this fucking picture a million
Nah,
times?
I never seen that.
I'm so surprised he didn't have it like on his wall in the tight ends room. Dayball used to love showing me this picture. I don't know why.
Dang. Look at him. He looks like a kid that's just picking a fight on the streets every day.
He does look like a badass.
He does.
All right, let's go into some others. Coaches league meetings or the league meeting photo. That's always something fun to go over. Some NFL light news. Russell Wilson signs the Giants. Details of the contract: $10.5 million, 8 to sign, 2 guaranteed during, and he can get 500 in workout bonuses. You think the Giants are going to draft a QB, Rob?
Well, first off, I think it's a great deal. I think it's a smart move by the New York Giants to sign Russell Wilson. They need a quarterback on the roster. They got Jameis Winston, and now they got Russell Wilson. And the best was that news or whatever, Julian, that came out like a month ago that I'm going back to football, which was just absurd, just going back to it. Dable, obviously, the first one to hurry up and FaceTime me. He's like, "You're going back to football?" I'm like, Dable, you know, I would tell you first if I was going back to football. You're always first on my list. I told you that for the last 2 years. And I go, and I'm like, I can't even open up my eyes. I got jet lag right now. How am I going to go back to football? And I go, and even if I do, how can I come to your Giants? You don't even have a quarterback on your roster. He's invisible right now. And Dable just started shaking his head at me. And he's like, I'm going to get one for you, buddy. If you're coming out every time, you're coming to me. I'm going to get one for you. And I was like, nah, you have no quarterback, buddy. But this was a good move by him. They needed Russell Wilson. It's not even a risk either because you're paying a guy, you know, that's already paid, and you're giving him $10 million, only $2 million guaranteed. He's proven as well. He's going to be on the roster. So very good deal by the New York Giants because they needed a guy. And are they going to draft a guy now? I don't know. I feel like you can get away with either Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson this year and draft a skill player and then, you know, possibly wait until next year's draft to draft a quarterback if they're not in love with any of the quarterbacks in the draft this year.
Well, Joe Shaw said you can't force the pick if you don't think the guy's a franchise caliber quarterback. What do they have, third? They have the third. He said that. He doesn't want to force it. This guy, I think he needs to talk a little less. I'm just saying. I like him. I've met him. He seems like a cool guy.
What kind of screwed him was Hard Knocks last year.
1,000%. I don't know why we would ever agree to that.
I don't know why. I don't know why any team agrees to Hard Knocks. I am not a big fan of Hard Knocks. I thought it was super cool in high school, and it's great watching. But really, like, you really can't truly gain any true positivity, you know, or true momentum from Hard Knocks. I never seen it really benefit a team before. I have only seen it really go against, you know, players and coaches. I mean, what sells is controversies. And the controversy was Joe not signing Saquon, and look how much heat he's taking because of the Hard Knocks clip, you know, going into their conversation. So,
I know.
Joe, just do your thing, man, and just don't, you know, just stop talking to the media, I guess. Let
just I would just keep it down. But I guess he's probably trying to get that out there, maybe for people to. That could be some trade bait stuff. That's like some GM talk shit where they got to go out there and put their voices out because they want to let people know they're open for business for a trade or something like that. But do I think they're going to draft a quarterback? With these two quarterbacks that they have right now, or three with Tommy Cutlets as well, Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, I think if they do draft a quarterback, those guys will help them. Those are like helping type guys in the quarterback room. They don't have crazy ego. We saw, you know, Russell Wilson deal with everything he dealt with last year and in Pittsburgh with the Justin Fields thing. And like, he was a good sport about it. Jameis Winston's been a backup for the last few years, and he's good at nourishing young quarterbacks. It looks like they're going to draft a quarterback. That's what it looks like. So do I think it's a good signing? Yes. Anytime you add another good player into the room, I'm not saying he's a franchise quarterback like what he once was, but anytime you bring in guys that have been around the league that are going to compete, that don't have egos, that'll help a young guy, I think that's good for the team.
It is. But my official statement, If you ask me, are the New York Giants taking a quarterback? I'm going with no now in the draft. Maybe third round or something, or fourth round. But with the third pick, I think they're going to take a skill player now.
I think they'll get a skill player, but maybe they like a quarterback later. Maybe they trade out of it, and I don't know. I think they're going to draft a quarterback somewhere. They need to.
All right. We'll see.
All right, let's get into some voicemails, Rob.
Let's do it. I love voicemails. I love when fans ask us questions, Jules. It's more personal. It gets me thinking, and, it keeps you on your toes. So let's get into these voicemails. And remember, that phone number is 561-203-5789. Ask us anything. We'll answer literally anything. And I'm talking anything. We're not scared.
I'm terrified.
Oh.
Hey, my name is Austin from Greensboro, North Carolina. If you guys could pick one city to get an NFL team, what city would you pick? And then if yours isn't realistic, what do you think is a realistic city for an NFL team to go to? Thanks.
Realistic city. So yesterday I was walking. We were walking in Hermosa Beach, my sister and my buddy Dane, and we brought up the memory of, remember in like 05 Madden, you could play as the Tiburon Sharks.
Jules, I never really played Madden before, so I don't really recall that.
You used to be able, and Tiburon is where my sister lives. It's in Northern California, which I believe is where John Madden used to live. So there was like a fantasy team, the Tiburon Sharks. I don't know if I'd put a team there, but that was just in my head.
No, that's not realistic. I never even heard of that city. Tiburon
is like, it's right. It's like,
is that a city or is that a town?
That's a city. That's where that I think that EA Sports is at. It's where it started.
He was asking a more broad question, like a big city, not no little tiny city. Like, it needs to be more general of like a city that's known out there, not some little town. Okay.
What city do you got?
I don't really have a city. If I was thinking, I would have to. I mean, I feel like every big city's taken in the United States. With a football team. Think about it. Name a big city out there in the U.S. that doesn't have a football team right now. I'm trying to think.
San Antonio.
That's not that big of a city. That's a small city. They got the Spurs, and you got Dallas with the with the
Cowboys.
I was going to say Stars, but that's the hockey team, and then you got the Houston Texans.
Salt Lake City.
Oh, Salt Lake City would be good. I would say I would go overseas to a big city overseas that's still close to the U.S. So possibly a Europe team. London would be pretty cool because there's already 8 games played over there. So we might as well put a team in the city of London. But like something that would be a
Canadian team?
Even cooler. There you go. Canada would be cool. Can either do Toronto or Montreal. Oakland.
The Vancouver.
A team back in Oakland.
Why
not?
Smoking.
Oakland? I mean, there's a fan base there already, but it has to be the Raiders.
San Diego
if they go back
needs a team.
to Oakland. San Diego does need a team. I agree. I was disappointed when San Diego went from San Diego to LA. It just didn't make sense. It's like, that's like 2 hours down the road. Keep them in San Diego.
City got to build a stadium.
Mm-hmm. All right. If I had to truly pick one though, because there's so many people in this city, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. We played there before. We played the Oakland Raiders there actually, and the place sold out. I would say Mexico City. You want to know why I would say that? Because I actually shot a commercial in Mexico City last year as well, and it's only played in Mexico, the commercial. That's why you haven't seen it, Julian, and I speak Spanish the whole entire commercial too. So it was for Rufus, which is another brand under the Tostitos brands, under the Frito-Lay brand. But I did the Rufus potato chips in all Spanish, which was really cool. And I did it with the girl, that Diana girl, that's the quarterback for all the 7-on-7 women's leagues.
Yeah.
And she was in it as well. So I still haven't seen the commercial, but it's played all over Mexico, I hear. So
you remember any of the lines in Spanish?
No, I don't.
Yo soy fiesta.
Yo soy fiesta was in some of the behind the scenes takes I was doing, because obviously I was going to bring up Yo Soy Fiesta. How can I not? But Yo Soy Fiesta wasn't in the actual commercial though.
I remember when that came out. I remember when he did it in the locker room. He's like, yo soy fiesta. I was dying.
Well, I had
Classic.
that Spanish reporter, the ESPN
Yeah.
Spanish reporter. He came up to me and I was like, perfect. I love
I
speaking
think that's
Spanish.
a Patriots guy. It's our
Love being
Patriots
silly.
guy.
He is. And that was when I was like just my true self, true authentic self, Julian. And I was like just sitting there. He asked me how I'm going to celebrate going to the Super Bowl. And that's when I was like just a complete maniac. And I truly wanted to say, I am going to party. But my English is already off, Julian. So you think my Spanish isn't going to be off? So instead of me trying to say, I am going to party, I accidentally said, yo soy fiesta. I am party. And it just turned out to be a hit. It was one of my best post-game interviews I've ever done. And it still lives to this day. Whenever like, for example, when I shot that commercial in Mexico, they brought up Yo Soy Fiesta, all the people around, you know, that were there on set. They brought up the Yo Soy Fiesta moment like 5 different times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at how young you looked.
It's just a way of life, Jules.
Yeah.
But I'm not the party anymore. I'm going to admit that. Like I was just in Miami at the Palm Tree Festival Hotel, partying it up. But I'm not going to lie, Julian. My days are over from that party scene. I can still show up, dance a little bit, have a good time, cheers, have a couple drinks. But the way I used to go and be Yo Soy Fiesta, you know, it's just unattainable anymore. I'm 35 now, going on 36. I used to literally pound like 15, 20 drinks and be able to wake up and work out. I do that now, man. My whole body would be inflamed. My back would be hurting. So yes, I still wish I could party like that, but I can't because I would have to sacrifice about 5 good days in my life I would have to be miserable for about 5 days after. But so I'm not going to lie, because everyone's like, oh, I walk somewhere. Oh, you're the party king. You know, I was the party king. No doubt about that, Jules. But now, you know, just go for a good time, hang out, relax, have some conversation, do a little dance moves and that good stuff.
I like it. Yo soy healthiesta.
We grew up, buddy. We grew up a little bit.
We're trying. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Julian Edelman.
And I'm Rob Gronkowski.
Sometimes you need to bring your A game when the moment strikes. And the secret, Rose Sparks.
Rose Sparks are a dual action prescription treatment designed to help give you better, more spontaneous sex.
Ooh. And they're dissolvable. Just pop one under your tongue, let it work its magic, and in 15 minutes on average, you're in the game.
That's faster than most 2-minute drills, Jules. Plus, Rose Sparks stays in the game for up to 36 hours. No, you're not stiff arming it for 2 days straight, but when the mood strikes, you're ready to score.
More confidence, more control, and more satisfaction for both you and your partner.
And Ro makes it easy too. You connect with a medical provider online, no waiting rooms, no hassle. If approved, your prescription gets shipped right to your door.
And here's the deal. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off Spark on a reoccurring plan.
Connect with a provider at ro.co/dudes to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/dudes for $15 off your first order. All right, let's get on to our next question.
Next question.
Dudes, this is your boy Dre from the ADK. I just want to start off by saying thank you. You guys are the dudes. You rocked it. You killed it. My question to you is, out of all the teammates that you had ever had, who were the top studliest studs that you had ever played alongside or gone against? All right. Appreciate you.
Top studliest studs. I mean, I think Tom's the studliest. Tom's the studliest stud. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's too easy though, especially off the field with his looks and his jawline and all that. But we're not talking about that. I'm talking about maybe like pure freakishness, pure athleticism. There's one guy that I just couldn't believe his size when he came to our team when we picked up Josh Gordon for about the year or two that he was on the New England Patriots, because I'm a big guy. I'm 6'6", 260, and like I'm just like I idolize other big guys. I idolize linemen that are 6'7".
We like
6'8",
big guys.
360 pounds, because I've been a big guy my whole life, and it's rare when you see really big guys. There's more smaller guys in pro sports than big guys. So when Josh Gordon came over, he was like, what is he, 6'4", 6'5", and his arms were bigger than mine, and he just looked thicker than me too. And he's like 6'4", 6'5", 230, 2005, and I just like idolized it. I mean, just guy was freaky in the way that he could run at the wide receiver position. And then I was thinking about it. He was that size when he was with the Cleveland Browns, when he went for almost he went for like 1,600 yards in like 14 games or however. My stats are off a little bit, but I mean, that's just being a studliest stud, being that size, and having that year that he had in Cleveland. So yeah, he's a studliest stud.
I think Revis was a studliest stud. When like he had such the hype before he came to our team, like he was Revis Island. And then you got there and you saw him, you're like, he's pretty damn good. Like he's just a pro. He was a stud. Like the way he got his work in. Sometimes, he would, I remember one-on-ones, if you got him, he would shut it down, but like he just was a stud to me. Remember that? Like in one-on-ones, if you got him one time, because he would put that and log that, what you just did, in his brain, and then you couldn't do it the next time. So I just remember him being studly.
And so calm and focused, like no worries out there. Just no worries. That's when you know you're a good DB. You just have no worries out there out on the field. It's
zero.
It's impressive.
Calm. Let's go next question.
Hey guys, this is Courtney. I'm calling from Arizona, Buffalo Bills fan. I have a new category for you guys. I don't know if you want to consider it. It is what I like to call a manimal. It would be all encompassing. So all of your
all right.
All of your
it got cut out. So I understand where she's going, though, even though she couldn't finish, it got cut out. But Courtney, shout out to you, because you're from Arizona, you're a Buffalo Bills fan, so you have a lot of relations to me as well, because I'm from Buffalo. I was a Bills fan growing up. Then I wasn't, the whole time I was playing. And then
you're a manimal.
I'm a manimal. I was getting there, Julian. But also, she's calling from Arizona. I went to the University of Arizona. But I am a manimal. I understand. You're a man that's just an absolute animal. And Julian, your freaking nickname is the squirrel. So you're a manimal too. So she's talking to two manimals. So we might have a new category, Jules.
We gotta look into it. We got to bring it into the books.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has some potential. We'll have to take it back to the lawmakers. We'll send it to Capitol Hill. Right now, this is just a bill.
We're gonna have to bring it to the board.
We
got a board meeting in LA coming up this week.
Regular bill, just a bill at the Capitol Hill. Remember those?
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Jules and Gronk. Love the show, bros. Keep it coming. Hey, did you guys ever cross routes? Because Gronk went more up the seam. Jules came across the pattern, went wide, did all that X, Y, and slot. Did you ever cross paths, and did you ever collide? That's what I want to know. Did you ever collide?
We never collided, but we did cross a bunch. There'd be plays where we'd cross.
What was the play called? Yes, there's one when I'm on the right, you're on the left, or I'm on the left, you're on the right, and it was a cross play. I think it had cross in it, but the best example of this one was Super Bowl 49. I was crossing, and you were crossing, Julian, and we didn't collide, but Richard Sherman was on you, and I absolutely collided into Richard Sherman, and we both went flying on the ground, and it opened you up. I don't think the pass went to you, though, but that just shows... That's just an example of why you actually do the crossing routes, because it gets the defenders to possibly run into each other. And that's how you can get wide open on a route. So we crossed plenty of times. I forgot what the play call was, and it works. That's the whole point of the play, is to get the defenders mixed up and the confusion of running all over the field and running into each other. But another time we crossed paths, Julian, on our routes was when we were in the stalls together, and then we started playing swords, and I aimed over into your stall and you aimed over to mine, and we were crossing paths. When that happened on the night out, when we were in forgot about that bar or club that was called in Boston. So yeah, plenty of times we have crossed. Good question.
That's usually a man beater. They call those crossers. There'd be a couple times where there'd be like, we'd have two over on this side, Rob would be on this side, and we'd both go over that. And what you're doing, that's usually a third down play. When you know you're getting man coverage, you put the crossers to cross against each other to get natural picks. Now, as an offensive guy, you're not allowed to hit a defender. That's when you see the flags come out. But you can make natural traffic, and that usually pops a guy open. We've been in a lot of those. I did collide once with Danny Amendola in Dallas on a crosser. It was a ZF cross. And I remember, I think either it could have been McDaniels or it could have been Bill, but they put it up on the low lights and they said, what are we, the Keystone Cops out there running into each other on fucking routes? Like, we got yelled at for it. But
well, you guys are the Keystone Cops. You guys did that parody of the cops, the show Cops.
Yep, we did. We did.
Yeah.
We are a couple Keystone.
Yeah. You guys were great. Love that commercial or gig or whatever it was. It was good. I watched it like 3 times.
Thanks, Rob.
What was it exactly? What was it for?
Just
next
for fun.
Question.
It was
just
back
for
when
fun.
we were making content for fun.
There we go. I liked it. I was jealous I wasn't in it.
What's up, dudes? Quick question. If y'all each had to pick a favorite current Patriot on the roster right now, who would it be and why? Thank you.
I'm going with the only guy that I play with that's still on the roster, I'm pretty sure, is Joe Cardona. I mean, the guy served our country. He's still currently serving our country while he was playing with us. I'm not sure if he completed all his tasks, but a guy that does that to sacrifice, his time, away from his family, away from his friends, and to play in the NFL at the same time, that takes a lot of commitment and just to be able to do that duty is something special. So Joe Cardona is a cool ass dude as well. So he's my favorite Patriot.
That's such a good, yeah. I love Joe Cardona too. I'm going to his wedding. He's getting married here soon. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Congratulations, Joe. You deserve it all. He deserves nothing but happiness.
So I'm going to go with Joe too. It's our last guy. My favorite guy at the Patriots, Vrabel. I like the head coach. Fucking love Vrabel. He's my fucking horse handicapper anytime we went to the Kentucky Derby. And I won like 30 racks with them. So he's all right in my book.
You know something, Jules? I never met Vrabel. Well, technically I did at the NFL Honors one time. It was just super quick, 5 seconds. So that doesn't really count, but never met the guy. I'm looking forward to it in the future. Nah, I was at the Derby one time. It was after we beat the Seattle Seahawks. It was like 2015
and he didn't
Derby
come?
we went to. No, Vrabes wasn't there. He was too busy coaching, I think, at the Ohio State University or something.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there the one of the years that I went. But yeah, I'm looking forward, man. I'm looking forward. I feel like it's a guy that I would have loved to play with.
You would have loved him.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? What else?
What up, Jules and Gronk? Just a random guy from Boston, Massachusetts. Checking in on you guys. Hope everything is well. My main thing, I love watching the show, and I just want to see if you guys can talk about LeGarrette Blount. He had some phenomenal highlights, and just what's up with the dude, and how he's been, and just give him his praise for all he did for New England. All right, thanks, guys. Keep rocking on. I'm actually watching one of the episodes right now. Have a good night.
What's up, random guy from Boston?
I like him.
LG. I loved LG. He's a stud. He's a big ass dude. I remember the first day he came to Patriots. How did we get him? It was some weird thing, right?
Yeah, he was having some problems with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think he asked for a trade. He like walked out, during the game or something. I mean, I heard rightfully so, though. I mean, I heard he had some good reasons. I really don't want to get into it because I truly don't know the background of that story. But that's the reason why we got him in the trade for so cheap. And man, did he exploit, from there on out on the New England Patriots, man. I love Blount. And like I said, I'm enamored with big guys. And man, he kind of reminded me of Brandon Jacobs, from the New York Giants, the way that he played. And every time he got the ball, man, he started a little bit slow. I mean, understandable. I mean, big guys, you got to, get the engines rolling. But once you get rolling, man, LB was just an absolute savage and beast. He had what? How many touchdowns did he have that one year for us, Julian?
He had a boatload, but he made plays when the team needed it. Like, he was always so good at the end of the season. Remember, he had that long kickoff return in one of the playoff games. I think he dominated against Indianapolis in the AFC Championship, had a bunch of yards. Like, he always made he was tough to tackle, and he was very slippery. People don't realize, like, he had some moves for a big guy. I've been watching his young son. Remember little LG? He's like fully grown now. Where's he playing? He's like getting recruited.
Yeah, he got a full ride from Coach Belichick at the University of North Carolina, which would be super cool to see that happening. His LG's son go to UNC and be a Tar Heel. That's full circle right there.
Room. Mm-hmm. Little kid running around, messing everyone's lockers up.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to be playing for Coach Belichick. Did he commit?
Nah, he didn't commit. It's just a possibility. He's got the offer. But, man, I love Legar. And if you watch his highlights when he was in Tampa Bay too, I mean, he's so smooth for being such a big guy. He was jumping over guys, making guys miss for being that size. I mean, he's just a natural running back out there that just shows up. You love the guys that just show up and just dominate. Like, he's got to appreciate that. Great guy.
He was fun in the locker room. Like, he was like, I just remember the first day he came. Do you remember when he knocked that guy out at Boise State when he was at Oregon?
I think that's what got him from not getting drafted.
Yeah.
Because he would have been a pretty high pick.
Out? Oh, he would have been huge.
I do.
First day he came to New England, I go, hey, bro, I ain't that white boy. I'll hit you back. And ever since then, we were like super tight. Like, oh, hell no, Jules, fuck that. LG. I said, hell no, LG, I'll hit your ass back. And he goes, and we were close ever since. He's a fucking great teammate, made a lot of big plays for us, and we love him. We got to get him on somehow.
Yeah,
we got to get him on.
Love him.
And
shout out
Little.
Also 18 touchdowns as well, brother, he had in 2018 to help our team out. And he was the guy, he was dominating whatever, the Deflategate game. Let's just talk about that real quick. Versus the Indianapolis Colts. That's why the Deflategate is still so silly to me. What did he go for? Like 150, 200 yards, and he had 3 or 4 touchdowns in that playoff game alone. I mean, LG was just dominating that year. He has what, 2 Super Bowl rings as well? 2 or 3 Super Bowl rings he has.
He went to Philly and got one.
Yeah, he went and beat us, which was sad to see his departure from us.
It was.
When he left. But he had 18 tugs that year. Shout out to Blount.
That's a lot of tutties.
A lot of tutties.
Let's get into the chills due to the week. Brought to you by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes. Celebrate responsibly.
How are those Rocky Mountains? Are they blue? Blue as can be?
They're very blue. Tastes very good.
Looks good. I'm going to have a couple with you when I get there out in LA this week.
Let's do
brother?
It.
We're going to crack a couple. We're going to podcast.
No, we'll do. We'll get those rocky blue mountains and we'll keep them extra blue and drink them in the cold plunge.
Yes, we will. And then we'll, go get some skis and we'll go skiing down those rocky blue mountains and hit some jumps. And then next thing you know, the Olympics will be calling us because we have so much skills in the skiing department. We're going to be like Lindsey Vonn coming out of retirement at age 40s.
Yeah, probably not me. I was riding my bike yesterday and I straightened my knee and I felt a pop in my right knee and it's swollen today just from straightening my knee. So I probably won't be jumping.
Yeah, well, Jules, my back's been hurting me for quite a couple, days, but guess what? It's fixed now, so I'm back.
Well, you've been carrying
back,
this
baby.
goddamn podcast. Of course your back hurts. Jesus.
Nah, you carried it the last 2 shows, but this show I came on fire because I fixed my back. When my back's fixed, I feel good. My brain fires at 1,000,000 miles per hour. But when my back is hurting, then my brain is focused on fixing my back. And then my back is whack and my brain is whack. But now it's all fixed. So now I'm good to go.
I'm telling you, when we used to fly, he used to be doing back exercises and shit. Like he'd be doing his little exercises and stuff. Like, Gronk, what are you doing? You look like you're doing like a booty thing. He's like getting his poses and shit. He's like, nah, I'm working my back, bro.
Well, I can tell you this, if your booty's working properly, your back is always feeling good because then your booty takes the load and you got all those muscles in your booty. It's one of the biggest muscle groups in the body is that glute. So if your glute is active, your glute is firing, your back is feeling good. And Jules, what's one thing in your life that you know that you're going to have to focus on for the rest of your life to feel good? Like I have to, like someone's knee or someone's shoulder, like just for me, like everything feels great on me. After playing 11 years in the NFL and all the college years and high school years, but my back is if like, that's one thing I have to focus on for the rest of my life. Like I can take a few days off, but like, then I have to do some rehab for my back. I know I'm going to have to do that for life. It's been like that since I've been in high school. Like what's the body part on you that you have to
There's
focus
like 3.
on? Well, let's hear them. And
I got my left shoulder
stay
is
healthy?
fucked.
It is?
My left shoulder, yeah. I got my AC joint done where they shave out your joint to create some shit, and I don't know, and they brace it down. That's been killing me. Like I've been golf. Anytime I golf, the next day I'll wake up and my shoulder blade, because everything's pulling forward, my shoulder blade gets on fire. And then like my left and right knee, my knees are, I got, like if I go out and fuck around with my daughter for a little while, the next day I'll feel my knees like in my medial sides. I don't know, but it's not like considering like what I was playing through in the last few years of my career, like the little pain that I'm in now, like may kill some people, but for me is like, this is easy. I don't have to perform. Like I remember being in such crazy, like anxiety type pain that you had to go perform at a standard where you knew you couldn't get to anymore. And you were like in pain, like that is pain. Like now that I feel some creaks and like I got to warm up my knees and my shoulder sucks. Like I'm not having to do anything really. So like it sucks, but whatever.
Well, one thing I feel like that can help fix all that, Julian, is if we took a trip to Israel and we went into the Dead Sea and we sat in the Dead Sea for 6 hours for 3 days straight. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee all that pain will be gone. That Dead Sea heals. Let's do it.
We'll go to Israel, sit in the Dead Sea for 3 days, and I'm gonna put a little note in that wall. I'm gonna put a little note in that wall, and I'm gonna say, take care of all those injuries.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take away all the inflammation. I'm telling you, man, that natural healing abilities out there. I mean, I just go in the ocean and it takes away a lot of my pain. It took away my back pain last week. I was only in the ocean for 10 days. I mean, 10 minutes. And like, it like literally took away like 40% of the inflammation. I could just tell that I had in my back. I was like, oh, all right. I just got to be in this ocean longer. But if we go to that Dead Sea, billions of pounds of salt, I'm telling you, we'll be flying
Coors
around
Lights.
like, yeah, a couple Coors Lights is right. No doubt about that.
Just floating and chilling. And once again, that's been a great batch of calls, guys. Keep them coming.
But yes, but hey, we have one more, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned.
Here is the chillest caller of the week.
Hey, Mr. Edelman, Mr. Gronkowski. First, I wanted to say that me and Mr. Edelman, we share the same name. We're both Julians, and I think that's super cool. But the question I wanted to ask was, Jules, if you woke up and you were in Gronk's body and vice versa, what would be the first thing y'all would do? I think something pretty funny would come out of that, and I can't wait to hear what y'all say. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.
First thing I would do, I go take a piss and be like, is this thing mine? This thing bolted on? This thing's bolted? No. You'd be
looking for it, buddy. You'd be like, what happened? How do I pee? I can't find it.
I think I would go to a doorway and I would just like bend down a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go feel the anxiety of hitting your head on a door. Or I would just go do like a 360 windmill dunk.
There you go.
What would you do if you were in my little squirrel body?
Well, this is a great chill question, Julian, because we were just talking about our bodies and how to take care of them and what hurts us still and how to take care of it and all that stuff. But if I had your body, you know what I would do. Every single day that you walk by me in the locker room with your shirt off, what would I tell you? That your boxer ripped. So I would wake up. I was look in the mirror, look down, give myself a nice nod like, yeah, I'm finally boxer ripped. And I just start throwing some haymakers like I'm fighting someone in the ring. Ooh, boom, 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 boom. And then I walk away just like, yeah, boxing, here I come. Floyd Mayweather got nothing on me, boy.
Well, that's a fun question.
Yeah, that is.
That's a Freaky Friday good question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the chillest dude of the week. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes. And remember, celebrate responsibly.
Yes, that's what it's all about. Celebrate responsibly out there. Have a good time. Kind of like me. I'm the responsible partier now, Julian. Like I was talking about earlier in the show. Back in the day, I probably wasn't celebrating responsibly. And shame on me, but also shame not on me because I was responsibly not celebrating responsibly. Like, you know, understand what I mean? I was still in control even though I was out of control, you know, but
you were responsibly 22 years old with like
yes.
millions of dollars. Okay, you'll be all right.
So celebrate responsibly out there now, like I was this weekend.
You're a little kid
in Miami. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he was this week in Miami. Maybe the opposite of what Danny Amendola was doing. Well, that's another episode of Dudes on Dudes.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and comment on a dude you want us to do. Rate and review.
Call in and ask us a question on the chill line. And remember, that number is 561-203-5789. Remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on Instagram, YouTube, X, TikTok. Those have all been fun to communicate with you guys through. And we'll see you guys next week.
And remember to celebrate responsibly, unlike Danny Dancing Amendola. Woo! Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.